Hello, good evening. So it's past 6. So I thought it's a nice time to check again on how is physiology in terms of Shriganda. So mornings between 6 to 7, that was an interesting different experience. Every day it is new because the date is new. The position of Earth and its rotation and revolution is new. So the experience of the day, the morning, the physiological experience. So human beings, plants, and animals are like Earth's body hair. While Earth is rotating and revolving, human beings, plants, and animals are like body hair. Say, when the wind is blowing, you can feel your hair moving. Similarly, our body experiences the pressure from rotating and revolving Earth. And there tends to be a certain tension. Now, I don't have an outside in view. This is also from mentioned in the Upanishads, at least, that human beings, plants, and animals are like Earth's body hair. It's also mentioned there. Plus, I pay attention to body in terms of movementless yoga. So I notice the movement, the different kinds of movements the body is already making. So one of the things I noticed is body is always moving. Even when you're lying down for sleep, there are several kinds of movements happening in the body. And it's not just about heartbeat and respiratory rhythms and muscles moving, expanding, contracting, bones breathing. In an alive body, all of these cells, tissues, organ systems move. But I also notice certain patterns in how the movement is happening. And there is and these patterns kind of a human body formed about the third week as an embryo. So from an embryo, about the third week is when the human body shape begins to start forming. And then after the third week is when gender begins to start showing up. If it's a male, then male characteristics begin to show up after the third week. And through all this time, the primary respiration is there in the mother's womb. The lungs are not functional. Lungs begin to start functioning only after birth from the mother's womb. And all through, even after birth, the primary respiration and secondary respiration is there. And body movement, body moves in certain ways. And I also noticed the right side we tend to age more on the right side than the left. And quality of metabolism varies between the right and left sides. 1 minute. And so our ability to do the right thing, um, figuratively, also our ability to make the right choices is not necessarily only the right body activity, but there is a certain masculine and feminine side, as also said in Ayurveda, Yoga Shastras. And the right side is said to be the masculine side, and the left is said to be the feminine side. And if you look at okay, you would find it in Google also. But if you look at it in terms of X and Y, okay, you consider that every person is made from mother and father material. Our why to do things, the reason for being in existence, is sometimes also having a left versus right tension. Now, I don't know if I'm generalizing it, but I tend to notice a certain pattern. We have a right dextrorotatory DNA, but right side also, we tend to age more on the right side. Now, I don't know if I've gotten prejudiced. I'll need to check and recalibrate, but there are some truths here. At least a large population is right-handed, and then there could also be muscle tensions. And people tend, when right-handed, we are driving vehicle, lot of tension on the right side. We also tend to use the mouse on the right side. So right side tends to get tired faster because we do a lot of work on the right side. Maybe that is one of the reasons versus the left. So is that why we tend to age more on the right side than the left? I don't know. There could be more other reasons. Nevertheless, there is a certain physiological spin, but it's not just about the right side spin. Sugar is a right chelated. There is a right spiral to the how the metabolism happens. Proteins and fat is more left chelated, leftward spin. So sugar metabolism, a lot of us have carbohydrates. Sugar is a primary energy source for our body, and it is right spin, right chelated. So there's something about it. Aging is also, age is said to be advanced glycation end products. So in that sense, when we say aging, and I'm saying right side tends to age more than the left side, they may all be related, several things coming together. And every day, morning, evening, the position of the Earth vis-a-vis other planets, stars, galaxies is different. And so the morning would be experienced differently versus evening. Also, people are just waking up to the sunrise, and the challenges from sunlight and magnetic effect versus in the evening now between 6 to 7 when sun is more setting and we are faced with a cooler atmosphere. And the physiology behaves differently. And I have a vocal fry still. That being how it is, also, this showed up after I came online in front of the screen. So there's a certain light effect from the screen. And also, I tend to not speak when I'm practicing movementless yoga as much. And I'm even during the 2 years of the pandemic, when I was doing online of it, when I would speak, I was practicing to speak while I practice. That was a challenge then too. So I'm still in different stages of it, but to share some aspects of it, my voice may be having a vocal fry, but still sharing it is what's benefited. So in today's life, I thought I would focus more on the experience of movementless yoga because there are 10 vayus, and that is just categorically just like saying body parts, naming body parts. So 10. But how that shows up in the body is very much nuanced. There could be up to 400 and many more, counting multiples of it. But and how that shows up in different physiological processes. So I thought I will try a little bit more on what does movementless yoga in terms of what's also maybe vayu bhakshanam. We all eat food, mouth, tissues, but vayu is also metabolism. It's also referring to metabolic processes. So when I say vayu bhakshanam, that may also be primary respiration or respiratory processes, metabolic processes. And metabolism is having two sides, light side and the dark side. Okay, so a lot of talk. Um, if you consider that respiration has inhalation and exhalation, a lung breathing has inhalation and exhalation. Similarly, there are inhalation and exhalation processes. There is expansion contraction processes. Okay, and they may or may not be even. So there are cyclical processes. Okay, cyclical, yes, but there are many rhythms. And they have there are several dynamics to it. It's not just expansion, contraction. Nevertheless, it's to be experienced. So let me try. I was thinking of just the skin about the region of the elbow. Okay. Or, okay, let's just say at the region, we've done the region of the head. Okay, let me try that again. So I invite you to bring your attention to your head left and right sides of your ears and notice the warmth in the region inside your ears. And then pay attention to the space inside your ears, around the region where there is warmth. Now, how do you pay attention to warmth inside your ears without putting your fingers inside? That would require noticing left and right sides and having a feeler for temperature. Your hair may be more cooler than your inner ear. The region inside your ears may be more warmer. Your hair may be cooler. Your shoulders may or may not be hot. The back of your neck may or may not be hot. So there could be a range of temperature between the top of your head, sides of your head, back of your neck, upper shoulders. There could be a range of temperature on how your body is feeling. And then particularly bring attention to left and right sides of your ears. Let me know in the comments if you're able to feel the left and right sides of your ears, the warmth in the inside of your ears. If I don't see a comment, I'm just going to continue. Okay. Now, pay attention to the outer surface of your ears, which means this tissue. To be able to feel this tissue without touching them. Okay. So this, you would have to make your attention lighter, softer, delicate. You would have to feel for your ear tissue through a gentle awareness, because otherwise you will miss it out. It's not like hard like bones. It's soft and it's very thin tissue. So you'll have to feel for the delicate tissue of your ears without touching them. Yeah? Paying attention to warmth will make it easier for you to pay attention to the tissue of your ears without touching them. Warmth will make it easier. If you can feel warmth of the outer surface of your ears, this is movementless yoga, but Shrigandha. Okay? Now, if you can now, just try and follow along. Yeah, it's a guided awareness exercise. Okay? Now, if you can pay attention to the tissues of your ears in terms of warmth, if you can pay attention to the tissues of your ears in terms of warmth, it becomes easier to feel the softness of the tissues of your ears. Okay, this is even more finer. You would have to pay attention to the warmth by which to recognize this tissue and without touching it. And then further, a little more lighter, delicate. In attention to feel the softness of the tissues of your ears. English. Okay? Now, if you can feel the softness of your tissues and the warmth inside your ears, left and right side. Okay? Around the region of your ears may be felt the space of the ears. Like your ears are not one flat board. There are small crevices. Yeah, small spaces. It will become easier to feel the space that this tissue is covering, like this folded thing. You'll be able to feel that space. Even for a finer awareness. Okay? If you're going to be like a wind gust, you can't feel it. Light awareness and delicate. Okay? This is where your skin kind of has feelers, like your skin has hair. Yeah, but no, it's your own nervous system will begin to start feeling this part of your ears. That is good for improving the nerve muscular coordination. Okay? A lot of us may not be our muscle, our nervous sensitivity may not be as good because our nerves may be all inside, not feeling the skin. So this will help bring awareness to these tissues. It's a fine way to relax your nerves. It's also a fine way to relax your brain because you're not thinking here, you're feeling here. And you're feeling for something that you're not used to feeling every day. And feeling your ears is an important part of balancing between left and right sides of not just your body, but also your brain. Okay? It helps to relieve tension, also helps to bring an equal awareness between left and right sides. Now, why is it important? Ganesha, Ganapati has big ears. That's also because he can feel his ears. Okay? When you can feel your ears, you can not only listen, but also feel the left and right sides of your body about your head. Now, why is that important? Your shoulders, above your shoulders, there is so much of gap. Your head is here, there's so much of space without your body presence. But if you can feel your ears, left and right sides, your tension in this region, it's called the trapezius, the stress level here will become that much lesser because your nerves and muscles are finer coordinated. Lots of benefits here. But it requires for you to be able to try and feel the warmth of your ears without touching it, to feel the softness of your ears without touching it, and the space. Improving sensitivity depends entirely on the, 1 minute, I'm just reading a comment. Improving sensitivity depends entirely on the context, ranging from technological sensor optimization to human physical or emotional awareness. But here, we are not talking about sensitivity of some instrument. We are talking about sensitivity of your nervous system itself. But that could get very technical. Instead, if you can just try and feel your ear tissue by first paying attention to warmth in the sides of your head. Okay? And then slowly, this helps bring awareness to left and right sides of your head. It takes a little bit of effort, but it also takes a little bit of finer awareness of the temperature of your body. If you're going to pay attention to temperature of your body, it becomes easier to feel the tissues of your ears. Okay? And that also helps like an exhaust fan for your head. There could be a lot of tension inside. The whole day's work, thinking and emotions and stress and dealing with different kinds of people. If you're just going to pay attention to the warmth, this side, and feel your ear tissue. In terms of warmth, it will also help a little bit for that held in tension to a little bit ease. It's like a little, try fanning your ears. You could feel it more cooler because there is heat going on. You know, in these cartoon movies, you see them, yeah, like that. This is not that kind of heat. Okay, this is just paying attention to the tissues of your ears. In terms of warmth, but you're paying attention to warmth to be able to know where is your ear tissue. When you pay attention to your tissue in terms of warmth, it becomes easier to notice the softness of your ear tissue. Now, that takes finer awareness. It would take your nervous system innovating your muscular system. And that has so much more benefits. But you will know the benefits of it only when you can just feel it. Yeah. So anytime you're kind of stressed, tensed, relax a bit and try and feel your ears without touching them. In terms of warmth, in terms of softness, in terms of the space in the crevices of your ears, like this, try and feel that space inside. Yeah. It would be very relaxing if you can just feel it. You may have to trace the shape of your ears through just your awareness. There's a shape to it. And when you're aware, you could also feel the cartilage of your ears. Not just soft tissue, you could also feel the cartilage. And that has so many benefits. Yeah. You will know that only once you can kind of begin to feel it. And then, if you can do that, now I'm just bringing a little bit of variety. So this doesn't get too much of tension and bored. Okay. Try and bring attention to the lower part of your ears. Like if people wear earrings, from there to your lower part of your neck. So there is this body, this part of the body. Just try and feel the sides of your neck. Even if you close your eyes, you know you have a neck. Okay? Try and feel the sides of your neck in terms of warmth. Okay? Now you could feel warmth in the sides. For that, you'll have to feel your neck. You may have to move your head a bit. If there's a difficulty feeling your neck, or just turn your head, you'll surely feel your neck, especially if you've had a tense day, a lot of people to talk to, you've been standing all the time. Your muscles will let you know where your neck is. Yeah, there will be a tension in the muscles. That muscles will let you know where's your neck. Pay attention to the warmth. And if you can feel the softness of the muscles of your neck over time, without you touching your neck or going for a massage, just feeling the softness of the muscles of your neck, you will get a massage automatically. If you can feel the softness, not the hardness, not the tension, softness of the muscles of your neck, over time, you begin to get a natural massage that relieves the tension in your neck over time. So no need of using that pulsating massager and all that stuff. This is different kind of physiology. Physiotherapy? No, just physiological benefits. This is physiological exercise. Yeah, it's just called physiotherapy. Okay. All right, this is different kind. No touch, no anybody else doing all of that stuff, or even you doing all that stuff. Only awareness. Okay, it's going to take a little more effort, but the benefit from that multiplies over time. But that's a different kind of a Ganita. It's called Bija Ganita, but complex, too much intellectual chick, chick, chick. Yeah. Just feeling it, you just have the benefits. Yeah. And then you can count the benefits over time. Yeah. Yeah, that's one of the things I noticed. So the vocal fry is still there. That's because we haven't approached primary respiration or secondary respiration. We're only talking in terms of muscles and nerves and warmth. Okay, not even nerves. We're talking in terms of muscles, warmth, softness, space. So in some way, in terms of relaxation. But relaxation is something to be experienced. Do you feel relaxed when you're paying attention to warmth about your ears, about your skin, about your neck? Do you feel relaxed when you're paying attention to softness of your ears, of the sides of your neck, about your skin, front, back? Do you feel relaxed? That would still be a benefit from today's life. Primary respiration, secondary respiration, आधा कि नहीं दिल्ली अभी बहुत दूर है. Yeah. So first, get the benefit of just relaxation. It's the evening time. We don't paye dinna paniyum dinna. Yeah, little by little benefits. Different groups, every morning time group different, evening time group different. So according to who's there, is how it just becomes easier. Otherwise, it would be it's like studying 10th standard subject when you haven't even learned baby class. Yeah, don't want that. Yeah. So if you'd like to learn details, primary respiration, secondary respiration, nervous system, all that stuff, contact me, and then we will be able to have a dedicated conversation. Then it will be easier. Yeah. Otherwise, in different groups, we don't want to do complex stuff and get somebody into trouble. Yeah. Easy, simple stuff. Okay. Now, if you can now pay attention to the front of your neck and notice warmth. Now, we are all about warmth right now. But there are so many benefits from just this warm up to basics. Okay? Just the warmth in the front of your neck. And a little bit also, if you can pay attention to the back of your neck. And now, and notice if your breath is in some way relaxing. May or may not be relaxing, but notice if your breath is relaxing in some way or not. Just pay attention to your breath because the windpipe also is there somewhere about the front. Yeah, kind of. You have your voice box and all of that about here. So your spine is in the back. Okay, we're going into anatomy, so it can get complex. But if you can notice your breath, or rather, you notice something, anything about your breath, that's likely to be another benefit. Your breath may have relaxed from paying attention to the front of your neck and noticing warmth of the front of your neck. And paying attention to softness about the front of your neck, the tissues, that would also bring a little bit of benefit, if it's bringing benefit. Otherwise, it may just help you relax, because a lot of people tend to have a lot of tension about the neck. And neck also has all the cranial nerves from the head to the rest of the body is all going through neck only. So a lot of tension. When this region is fine, relaxed, more, several parts of the body function better. Yeah. So there is still a benefit. So enjoy a little bit of relaxation. You just the experience of relaxation is different from talking about it or naming, giving some names for something and all as relaxation. Simply notice the warmth in the front of your neck and notice the softness of the tissues, of the muscles, or of the skin. Notice the softness of the skin of the front of your neck. Okay? If you feel relaxed, that's also good. Otherwise, simply noticing the warmth and softness of the skin also may be something pleasanter, nice to feel. Yeah. Sometimes any perfume, if you applied, that smell will waft up because the skin may be more sensitive and the pulse, you can feel the pulse. And that pulse lets if there's any perfume that you've applied here, that smell will waft up because there is more tip, 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 tip happening. Because your nervous system and your muscular system, circulatory system, they're all better connected. So naturally, your skin begins to start breathing better, and that perfume begins to start wafting up. So there are such kind of benefits. Yeah. So enjoy. I will meet you next time I come live. I'm thinking, excuse me, not getting into too much of a, should, must, could, and all that kind of tension. So it's all about relaxation and then easy, easy. Um, so I'm trying to not have this be, show up and you must, and then attendance and a little bit relaxed. Yeah. So do stay tuned on Merge. When I'm coming live, if you're following, then you would get a notification. I'm coming live next. So if it works for you, do join or let me know. Message me. I will send you the link to the community, which I'm just working on developing, so that we could have more dedicated conversations if you're interested. So thank you so much for joining me. I hope this has been of value to you. Good day.